Hello students, my name is Professor Forrest Lajeunesse and I will be your professor for American History 2020. I am excited for you to join me during this course, and over about the next 16 weeks we will explore key concepts and key ideas of the United States and its history from about 1877 to our modern era. Just to give you a little bit of feedback, a little background here on my course. This course itself is designed actually as a reading and a research course. So you may notice that it is a little bit different than some of the other courses that you may take here at Valencia. Mine is really based around you being able to read the textbook and also secondaries and sometimes primary sources, be able to extrapolate information from those, and then ultimately for you to write a 10 to 15 page research paper at the end of the course. I will walk you through this process as we go through it. I will have videos out there showing you how to do research, where to find sources, but all of it is going to really be built around preparing you to write that final paper and be prepared for any tests and finals that we have. First thing I want to direct your attention towards here on your work, on your main page here, is the very top as you enter into the actual class. As you will notice that there is a course content area which is going to contain your syllabus, your rubrics for all the assignments, and the instructions for all of our assignments here. Okay. One of the things that you will find here is that there will be a research project overview video that will kind of give you some information about what I am looking for when it comes to your research project. Some of these videos, just so you know, I use them for multiple classes. So if you're watching the videos and I may say a date on them, just ignore the date. Just follow all of the syllabus instructions, as those will be the most up-to-date and current bits of information as to what you'll need throughout the course. I update my syllabus every single course. Occasionally some of my videos I've noticed that there might be a slip-up of this will be due on this day. This main video that I'm doing right now is live. I'll let you know each one if it is specific for your fall 2024 course, okay? Things I want you to really pay attention to, though, are the fall 2024 research paper overview. There's more information about that in the research project overview, but one thing I want to really note and prepare you for is that when we do this research paper, it needs to be on a very unique topic of American history. So you cannot write me a history of World War II, you can't write me a paper on the Cuban Missile Crisis, you can't write me a paper on the Civil Rights Movement, but instead of writing a general history, I will accept very specific elements from those types of things. So for example, if you're writing about World War II, maybe you want to write about a specific submarine and its actions in the Sea of Japan or in the South Pacific, and focus upon the sailors and their mission and the advancements in technology of submarining during World War II. In the Civil Rights Movement, maybe you focus on a particular moment within that movement. It cannot be like a large movement, so you can't focus on like the Southern Baptist Convention. You can't do like the Black Panthers, but maybe you focus on a very specific point of which like actions that the Black Panther took at a very specific point in history. It has to be narrowly focused and not something that has been overly researched. So be aware of that. Also, you're going to need to be able to demonstrate your ability to find sources. That's something we'll work with too, okay? So you're going to be required to put in some work on your bibliographies. You're also going to submit a rough draft so that I can kind of review over it, look at it, give you pointers before the final ones due. But going back to kind of some of the more meat and potato parts of the course, when you come down here, you will notice that I provide the textbook. This is also found in my syllabus, so you're aware. If you come back here to the syllabus and you look at the very top, it says required materials textbooks. There's only one textbook for my course, and that is the free digital one that I have given to you, already uploaded into the course right here. You can download the PDF. You can use it throughout the course. You can click on it every single time if you want to. I recommend downloading it. It's easier to search it and use it for your tests. Okay? But that is the only textbook that we are using. If you want a paper version, you can order it with this code right here. If you go to Amazon and you copy and paste that in there, it'll give you an option for a paper version. I believe they're all loose leaf, so you'd have to get a binder and put it all in there. Personally, I would just stick with the digital one. Again, it's free. If you have another textbook, we're not using it. Okay, I know that other U.S. history teachers at Valencia use a actual textbook. In fact, I think I have it. If you have this book, this is not the book that we are using, okay? So do not be taking this book, do not be using this book. It is not the book that we are actually going to be using throughout this course, okay? So be aware of that. We're not using it. I think I lost my video at some point here. There we go. Let me show you again. My video should be floating and should be locked, but it doesn't want to do it this time. But this is the textbook, okay? We are not using this textbook. Do not pull up this textbook. Do not try to use it. It will have nothing to do with my course. It will have some of the same general information, but again, it is not going to be the one that you need, all right? All right, so, sorry, I'm trying to make it float again, but it doesn't want to. So you may not see me at certain points in this video, okay? I apologize. Usually I have it all set up and locked in place, but it's my computer probably needs to be replaced. I have an older computer and it just needs a new one. All right, so I'm probably going to disappear from the screen. In fact, maybe what I'll just do is just pull this in a little bit. There you go. Now you can see me. Okay, so as we look through this, your textbook is right here. Use it. It's free. I picked this textbook for two reasons. First off, it's one of the most neutral textbooks I could find on the internet, so it does not really take a political bias. The second thing is I know college is expensive already, and I don't want you to have to spend between $60 and $80 for a textbook that you may never use again. Okay? So I just personally wanted to take care of that for you. You will notice at points that there is reading in this course. Some of those readings are going to be already included in here. So for example, if we come down here, you'll notice that I give you PDFs that you need to read. Those will be included in the weekly tests, okay? So if I give you a test around chapters 17 and 18, the test will also include information from these three articles that you needed to read too, okay? Do not fall back, do not forget to do these readings. Some of them are very small, some of them are a bit bigger than others, okay? You'll just have to open them up and see. I have reduced the amount of reading in my course. Some people said it was getting a bit too much, so I listened to them and lowered it down just a little bit for you guys, okay? But do expect to read a lot in my course. You're going to be reading, you're going to be researching, you're going to be doing a lot of different things here, okay? One additional thing not to sleep on is when we come down here to World War II, you will notice that World War II is a 2-week portion of the course. Okay, so it takes up 2 weeks. One of the reasons for that is because you have to read chapter 27, but then on top of that, you are going to have another book that I have here, which is the Major Battles of World War II. It's like 60, 70 pages. So that's why I give you a whole 2 weeks on it. All right, so do not neglect to read that book. It will be part of the tested material. All right. Throughout the rest of this course, though, you will find that we are going to have different video lectures. So like you're going to have a worldview lecture, a history 101 writing lecture, a Chicago style lecture. In my course, we cite using Chicago style. All right, this may be an unfamiliar style to many of you. If so, it's the style that we use when writing history. It's where you have footnotes. We are not going to use APA. We are not going to use MLA. Those are for other disciplines. But I have provided you a quick Chicago style guide. I have provided you with a paper of mine that has guides on how to write and how to use it. So that's the writing history paper example right here. I have notes on it throughout there that I've put on that paper. It's one of my own papers that I wrote, but it's what you should use. These two should be kind of your prime sources when you are preparing to write your paper as to how it should be formatted. All right, the reason why I bring up this paper so often is it's going to be about 20% of your grade, but the additional research and everything else is going to make up a large percentage of your grade too. Along with the writing and the research, you need to understand that while I may have a late work deadline for all my tests, which happens near the end of the course, and there will be points that will be removed, it's basically 2% pretty much for every day that it's late. Your late work deadline is going to be 11/16. However, when it comes, that's for all your tests. When it comes to like specific assignments, so let's just talk about your very first outside of this week one area, you're going to have a research proposal overview. You have to turn that in by the end of week 3. If you do not, that assignment closes. I will no longer accept it because this is an ever-progressing course, which means if you don't hit that deadline, we're already moving on and I can't give you feedback that's going to help you, or else you're going to be way behind with other students. So you need to make sure that when you see those assignments and you have like that 2-week mark, that you hit it within that 2-week mark and that you complete it, okay? If you fail to do that, again, it's going to close. I'm not going to reopen it again. It's just kind of at that point, it's passed. All right, so make sure that you are on top of your assignments. Also, I am very firm on that late work deadline of 11/16. If you are behind and you did not do it, that assignment's closed. So please do not be that person that's sitting there trying to turn in your final paper. Here, look, your final paper is due on the 23rd, which is right past the late work deadline, which means if you try to turn in your final paper after July 23rd, then it will just be gone. Okay? It will not be, I will not accept it, I will not take it. It just will go into the void, unfortunately, and then it's like it's no longer existing. The big issue that I've run into a lot of times is that students legitimately wait until the 11th hour and the 11th minute, and they try to submit it and they start having some problems and they run into technical issues, and then the paper doesn't submit. You should be submitting that paper at least a day before, if not 2 days before it's due, okay? Also, probably a unique thing about my course comparative to some of the other people, other professors you may have, my work week starts on Sunday and it ends on Saturday. So you do not have a full weekend to try to catch up on assignments. Understand that things unlock on Sunday and assignments end on Saturday. Okay? Just be aware of that. So it catches some students off guard, because I know a lot of times the professors and everybody else have everything due on Sunday nights. Mine are Saturday nights. Okay? So do not get caught by that either. But that is overall a general look at the course itself. Once again, refer to the syllabus right here. I'm going to close it down so you can see me a little bit. Here you go. Alright, so this is the syllabus right here. If you need to reach me, here is my email. I know this code may not be the exact same. I teach two classes this term. You're both right next to each other. You're learning the exact same thing. If you need to get a hold of me, email, of course, is the best. It can take me 24 to 48 hours to reply, except weekends. If you send me something on Friday, I probably won't respond to it till Monday. Okay, because I have weekends too, and I have a family, so it may take me some time because I might be engaged with something that they are doing. Okay, if you need to reach out and do a Zoom meeting, I'm more than willing to set up Zoom meetings. However, all my Zoom meetings on the week will be after 5:30. Aside from teaching at Valencia, I do have a job teaching middle school too, so I'm kind of a busy person, and it's not to disrespect your time, it's just that I'm not available during those times, okay? or else I would do it for you. Grading scale, of course, as you can see, it's fairly standard. If you fall behind, make sure you talk with me, okay? I have a detailed list of when things are due and when you should be turning things in by, so make sure that you are looking at this. I need to update the final research due paper on the computer. It's supposed to be the 16th, not the 23rd. I apologize. It will be updated shortly on that. The reason why it's due, and you're like, well, the course doesn't end until the 7th, to grade 50 research papers and give you detailed and comprehensive feedback, it takes me about 2 weeks to get through them all. Often I'm spending anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes per paper when I'm reading over them and providing feedback. In some cases, depending on the paper, I can spend up to an hour on a single paper. So that is the reason why I need them turned in a little bit sooner than later. It just ensures that I have access to everything, okay? If there's anything else, though, again, like I said, reach out to me. If you need to do a phone call, I may get there also and be able to do a phone call. I prefer to do a Zoom meeting solely based on the fact that it's easier for me to communicate with you, actually seeing you, and maybe sharing information that we may need to share with each other, okay? One last thing I wanted to cover, since I don't necessarily cover it every single time, and that I want to make sure that I do this time, is that there is a video assignment that you will have. It's your research journal. Basically, you're going to cover over what you are studying, the sources that you're using. Read the rubric on that one. Some of the things that I mention in it that often get overlooked is the fact that you need to be in somewhat business professional attire. I don't demand that you're in it, but you should wear something that is appropriate. So if you're wearing a t-shirt or anything else, make sure that it's appropriate for a school setting, that you'd be comfortable with it, somebody seeing you in a professional setting, okay? Also, make sure your background or the area you're in is semi-professional too, or at least clean up. I know some people's only space they have is their bedroom. I get it. Make your bed, please. Just make it look kind of nice. And please do not send me upside down pictures, upside down videos that you filmed with your camera phone, because I've gotten a lot of those in the past. Please don't do that. Just send it to me in the right way. Edit it as you need to, okay? But overall, I look forward to working with you throughout this term. We're going to really work hard and ensure that we write some really great papers, and you're going to demonstrate your competency at writing and researching. Because to me, that's a true testament and demonstration of knowledge. And so that's why I focus so much more time and energy on the writing aspect of the course over that than of just testing. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for taking my course, and I will see you around.